Hi all, welcome to Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen. This piece of wood was part of a kit that my sister bought me for Christmas. And I thought I will try my first ever resin pour onto wood. And I thought I would kind of attempt a seascape type pour. If you've seen the last Froggy Showdown I did with my daughter, you'll know that her bathroom is kind of ocean themed. So I thought I'd see if I could make this for her. Now, I'm guessing that I should be sealing this wood first. So I'm going to give it a coat of acrylic paint, let that dry, and I will come back to you when I've started mixing up my resin. See you in a bit. Okay, so I painted this with white acrylic paint and I blasted it with my heat gun to dry it out that bit quicker. I've got about 100 ml-ish of resin mixed up here. This is not my usual. This is a cheap one that I got from Temu that I just wanted to try out because it's a lot thicker than my regular resin, but also I'm almost completely out of my regular. So I'm going to use 3 different colours. This is for the darker part of the sea. This is for the middle part. And I'm going to use this for the sand, but I'm also going to put a little bit of real sand in there. So let's get cracking and get these mixed up. Shouldn't have thought I'd need very much powder in any of these. There's only about 30 ml in each pot-ish. I think I kind of roughly evenly distributed it, but who knows? And I don't think I've opened this one. Nope. See, Donna told me off for this last time. I'll get my craft knife and just get the top off quickly. Or not so quickly. There we go. Throw that on the floor, pick it up later. This is why my craft room is usually such a mess. It's a very nice sparkly blue. Hope you can see that. I can't really zoom out much more. The arm that my phone is on for recording doesn't really go much higher, unfortunately. Just get these started. Start that off and then I'll let the bubbles of powder rise. Do that with each of these in turn. Should have started mixing this as soon as I put the powder in, really, but it's a bit too green though, isn't it? Maybe I should put a bit of blue in there as well. Yep, I'll do that. A little bit too green. Stirry stick. See how that turns out. Well, if she doesn't like it, I'm sure somebody will. Now, living in Spain, as I do, as well as my indoor bathrooms, I have an outside loo as well in the garden, so I might just pop it in there if Dana doesn't like it. So, pale gold, or if you listen to Dana, it's yellowish. Use the other side of the stirring stick for this. Don't want to get blue in there as well. It is only, this piece of wood is only about, I think, 6 inches square, something like that. So hopefully it won't need an awful lot of resin. I have no worries about it spilling over the edges onto the mat because the mat needs replacing anyway. So what I'm going to do now is give each of these a quick squirt of isopropyl alcohol. If I can figure out where I just put the bottle, because I had it in my hand a second ago. Oh, well, there we go. Just to burst any bubbles. Oh, kind of torn between putting the sand straight into the mica powder or throwing it on afterwards. I think I'm going to put it in now. I think that'll do. We'll find out soon enough. Got my tissue. And all I'm going to do is just throw this across the board. And do the same with this. Get across the middle there. And then the same with the green, just to get started. I have watched people doing this on YouTube, but quite frankly, I have a very short span of attention and a memory like a goldfish, so it's entirely possible I'm doing it completely wrong. Right, sweep it up to the edges. It's going to go over the edges, but that's okay. I sealed the edges of the board as well. And I really don't care if it ends up on the mat. I'll pick off the leftovers and then chop the mat up and use it when I'm painting, as I usually do. Definitely need some more sand there though. Yay, puddles. Puddles everywhere. So what do I do with that stick? Oh, here it is. I think this board is actually slightly warped in the middle as well, because it seems to be pouring out a lot from the middle towards the edges. But it is only the first attempt. And I really, really don't care too much. I mean, I'd like it to be nice for Donna's house, but you get it along the edges of the board as well. I'm going to have to prop it up a little bit, but I don't know how, because as I said, it appears to be warped in the middle rather than the edges, because it's running off at both ends, but not in the middle, just running out to the sides. So I'll move these slightly so that I can get to this part. So I've got a couple of, went on holiday last year to Guadeloupe, and I brought some shells home with me. So I'm just going to pop a couple of these. The right way up would be useful. Guarantee when I put something down, it's going to go the wrong way. There you go, again, upside down. I'm going to get my heat gun in just a second. Give this a little blast. Ooh, that one went the right way up. That's a novelty. I think this board is going to end up 90% blue, but there's not an awful lot I can do about that. I do have another one of these boards, but quite honestly, I don't think it's going to make any difference at all. Now, I do have just a couple of these little starfish. I'll pop one on. Just there. Now, I've got my ocean white. I'm not sure of the best way to do this, but what I'm going to do is just drop a little bit onto this old bit of silicone mat. That'll be far more than I need, but it doesn't matter. Just want to dribble. Yeah, that's not enough, is it? Nowhere near enough. Dribble this across. That needs to be much, much thicker than that. I think I probably should have warmed this pigment paste up first, or maybe I should have mixed it in with some resin. Right, let's give that quick wipe. I'm going to start moving things off my desk because the resin is going in all directions. Okay, cover your ears. I'm going to get my heat gun on. If I can untangle it. I think I'm going to watch that for a little while. Possibly add on some more white. But for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I will come back to you in a couple of hours and see how we've got on. Bye. Well, as you can probably see, things did not go to plan. So I'm going to attempt to fix it. I've mixed up some more resin. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a very, very thin dribble across. Then I'm going to sit here and blast it with my hot air gun. Of course, part of the problem is that when you heat the resin up with the air gun, it does get thinner and it does move. So I don't want to cover the bits I've already got in there. So I'm going to kind of go this way because I know that it's going to run in this general direction from the middle. But I'm not going to put very much blue down at all. Obviously this is a lot thicker now because I put more sand into it. This is going to take a lot of working, I think, but if I can fix it enough so that it's worthy of a place on the bathroom wall, that'd be nice. Now here, I don't know if you can see, there are obviously high spots in the wood here because there's no resin on the wood there at all. And the same on the edge here. But as I said, I'm just going to put a very thin dribble across. I blast it with the heat gun and then see if I need to add a little more. I'm going to start with that. The view is heat gun's coming out again. Oops, I got resin on my fingers. I could wipe that off the switch on my gun before I ruin it. Okay. Well, I can already see that I'm going to need to add a little bit more of the sand down here. Up there is not so bad, but I will need a little more in the middle here. Oh, where's my sand? I used the mica powder in with the sand again, the same as I did in the first attempt. Except I put quite a bit more sand into it this time. Hopefully this will rescue it enough. I don't know that it will, but it's worth a try. I've wasted so much resin already. I'll grab my little micro brush. I can try and see the first layer is still tacky, not completely set yet. I probably should have waited before doing this, but what's done is done. It's far too late to worry about it now. Just a little dribble more blue in the middle to cover up that strange blob of white there. It's still showing the base layer. I tried wiggling this in all different directions, but it's actually the board that's warped. The table it's sitting on is perfectly level. I've tried wedging it up, as you can probably tell, with bits of paper here and there. And I'm just going to strip that across where it's shallowest. And if I don't blast it anymore, or not for now anyway, I'm going to sit here and watch it for a little while, see how it moves, and attempt to stop it going too far in the wrong direction. And I will be back in the morning so we can have a look at it together. As I said, I'm not expecting anything fantastic, especially with my first ever attempt at the oceany type effect. There's a hair in there, and if it turns out okay looking, I might give it a top coat, but we'll see. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll just watch it for a while and try and make sure that the high points are actually covered. But otherwise, I will be back to see you in the morning. And please cross everything for me. Bye. Time for the grand reveal. And actually, I am not as unhappy as I thought I was going to be. So, more or less stayed in place. So I'm really pleased about this. What I'm not pleased about is the fact that, being a bit of an idiot, I didn't tape the back, so I've got a lot of cleanup to do there. And it wasn't quite as dry as I thought it was, so I've got some really nice fingerprints here and there. There's a little bit of pitting in places. So I'm probably going to put a clear coat over the top, but that's going to have to wait until my delivery of resin arrives. But overall, I'm actually very, very pleased with my first attempt. Next time, I'm going to do canvas instead, or I'll make sure that the wood is actually level. Yeah, I'm sure Donna's going to be quite happy to have that on our bathroom wall when it's completely finished and cleaned up. Hope you enjoyed that. Give us a thumbs up. No, don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, oh yeah, subscribe, please. It really does help my channel out an awful lot, and it doesn't cost anything. So, hope to see you very soon for the next one. Bye.